Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about the first type of the scanner of the trend filter, a price trend scanner. So since this is our first video tutorial in the trend filter playlist, so I'm going to start with some of the basic workflow of the application, and then also I have give you guys some quick introductory of the different type of filters, and then we go back to the the focus of this video, which is price trend scanner. All right, so before we move into that, let's just go through this slide first. So here we go. This is a couple of very simple steps on how we normally use this application. So because the technical analysis 2 application is targeted on the swing traders, um, so basically the workflow provided for us is the first of all we can create the first of all we have some targeting our mind, which is what we're trying to find out all the stocks which fulfill our criteria. I mean, criteria is the technical analysis indicator specific or trend specific criteria. I want to find all the stocks fulfill these criteria. So the first step is create these criteria that we are up for. So how we do that? We do that by creating the filters. And then we create our market scan inside the application and include all the filters we created in the step 1, right? So we want to do a market scanning by using all the filters I just created. And then step 3 is we are ask application to start to do the market scanning for us. And after that, we'll probably come up with a lot of results uh, by the market scanning, and then we have to do a human reviewing all the results. So during the reviewing, we just save some of the potential candidates, which is step 5, right? Once we go through all the result list, we save the favorable candidates into the watch list, right? The last steps, once they've saved in the watch list, we can observe our watchlist performance to justify is that our filters creation actually can give us what we want. So I mean, the step 6, you can do it in daily basis because the price might be changes in the following week or month. So actually, you can observe the watch list in daily basis, weekly basis. That you can estimate how good is your filter structure created for the scan is working or not. All right. So regards to the filters creations, let's talk about the different type of filters provided by the application. I'll show you in the next slides, which is this one. So at the moment, even though we have another filters called a pattern filters in our manual, but we haven't started to implement it because that one involves a lot of more work on that. So we want to provide that filters in the future releases, but in our release 1, you have 2 major filters you can use. All right. So how you create filters, you can use these 2 type of filters. The first one's a trained filters. The second one is indicator filters. In this playlist, the trend filter playlist, we are basically focused on the trend filters. The trend filters is tagged on one specific indicator only supporting our application, which is the trend spectrum. Right, so we're using the trend this word, but it's not necessarily to be the trend you defined by drawing a trend line, etc. By yourself. Of course, you can use that, but in our application, we want to use the trend spectrum that's supported by our application. So all the trend we're talking about in the trend filter playlist, this trend means the TSP trend. Okay, so how do you if you don't understand what is the TSP is, we have a very detailed video tutorial in our indicators playlist. You can looking for that TSP trend spectrum video tutorial, and you have a you go back to that and have a spend some time to watch that first, and then you come back to here, which will help you to understand what we're referring to. Okay, so the trend filters include the different types of scanners. The first one, we are focused on the price trend scanner. So the price trend scanner is we focus on the trend in the chart, in the price. Okay, so that's what we name it as price trend scanner. Also, the indicator itself can have a trend as well. For example, the unbalanced volume. So we want to see the unbalanced volume is in the uptrend, is moving up along with the price. So because the indicator can have its own trend, and the second type of scanner is an indicator trend scanner. So we'll talk about that in another video. The last one is the divergence scanner. So this one is a combination of the price trend scanner with the indicator trend scanner. So we have to we name it as a divergence scanner. Is we're looking for some price divergence with the indicator trend. So you can use this type of scanner to help you identify all these equities or shares which has the price and indicator divergence. So also we have another video tutorial focused on that. So this is a big category. So all the trend scanners, we are focused on the TSP. Okay, so another filter type is our indicator filters. So indicator filters is targeted on each type of indicator, which is already supported in our release 1. As you can see here, the indicator filters, you can create a filters directly on each type of indicator. So we listed here, some of them are very familiar to you probably. You know, it's OBV, unbalanced value, RSD, RSM, relative strength Mansfield, RSI, relative strength index, and moving average, exponential moving average, MACD, etc., Bollinger Bands. And in our application, we support, we treated the closing, high, closing, opening, etc., high, low, and even volume as a type of indicator as well. So you can create a few filters on that. For example, you want to find all the closing prices over $10, so absolutely you can use that. Or you can compare your volume is spike, and that's kind of situation you can use in the volume to compare with its moving average on volume, so that you can find out a volume spike situations. The last thing I want to mention is the constant value. Even though they're 0, number 50 has its special meaning in different type of indicators. You can specify the constant value as well. So as you can see, we have a very big categories of indicators you can choose and create indicators filters directly on top of that. So here so we will create the video tutorials based on the indicator filters in another playlist. Just make sure we just briefly mentioned here. All right, so in today's tutorial we are focused on the price trend scanner. Okay. There's what we do is I'll have to show you guys some documentation website. It will be helpful for your reference some function meanings. For example, if you're going back to our main page and you go into product categories, here is the technical analysis tool, and as you can see here, we have different pages of documentation talked on different type of filter. Because today we're talking about the trend filter price scanner. So if you go into this trend filter page, okay, as you can see, here is our documentation page for filter, for trend filter. So today we're talking about the price trend scanner. So you will see all this explanation for the functions, what it's trying to do, and you can scroll down. You can when you use it our application, if you're not sure about what this function meaning is, you can go into this page, have this one aside, and you have search on the table contents, and you go into that section and have a read of these descriptions here, and it helps you to understand each functions you're probably trying to use it. Okay, so that's the one thing. We also have another page for the indicator filter functions. If you click another page, so here is another documentation page. We have a very detailed documentation on each indicator. What is that meaning of that indicator filter creation, and what is the functions meaning. We have even screenshots to the right hand side of the page, and you have a read of these functions, so it's quite convenient for you to use. Okay, so let's go. This is just some of the useful links for you guys. All right, let's go straight to our application, and we started to talk about the price trend scanner. Okay, so in order to use our market scan function at the moment, I have nothing imported in this application. So in order to doing the market scan, you have to import the market data, of course. So for the example and demonstration purpose in this tutorial, I'm going to use Australian stocks ASX 200. All right, so there's one little things I want to mention here. If you want to use the market scanning function, you cannot enable the memory safe mode, so you have to use the normal mode. All right, let's import it as a normal mode, because the memory safe mode only loads the symbols. There's no daily trading data will be imported in the memory, so you can use that. All right, so that's why you have to use the normal mode to use the market scan. All right, it's imported successfully. Let's refresh it. As you can see, top 200 Australian shares from 2013 up to past last Friday are already loaded. All right, I'm using this data for the demo purpose. All right, so first of all, I have to show you guys where to open the trend filter creation page. So you moving your mouse to the analysis menu, and as you can see here, the second one is called trend filter management. You click on that. So in here, you are going to the trend filters creation management pane. So at the moment, there's nothing here because we haven't created anything yet. So that's okay. If you want to create something, you want to create a trend filter, you right click on it. All right, so you select add filter. As you can see, the filter creation pages is displaying in here. All you want to do is, first of all, you need to give it a meaningful name. So the name we recommended we recommended to use a meaningful name which will well describe what is this trend filter is trying to do. For example, we want to find all the daily trend is uptrend, so the name I will be calling it as daily daily trend. Okay, well, is daily uptrend. Okay, so in the description section you can even put more, but for demo's purpose I'm just using the same because I think that's simple enough, because I will understand what this trend filter is doing. Is give me all the daily uptrend stocks. So sentiment is the optional section. So basically, if you think the sentiment you're trying, this filter's sentiment is neutral, you can default to neutral because the uptrend, because I think I'm trying to find a bullish sentiment stock, so I call it bullish. So I select bullish here. Once I select that, as you can see, if you double click here and that filter icon becomes green. If you are trying to find all the downtrend candidates that have a bearish sentiment embedded in this filter, and you select a bearish, and as you can see, the filter color becomes red. The neutral is black, so that's the default. Okay, let's turn it back to bullish. Trend type filter, sorry, the trend filter type. What we're looking for at is as a price trend scanner, because in this tutorial we are focusing on the trend on the chart itself. So I'm picking up the price trend scanner because I'm not looking for any indicator trend, so I'm focused on the price trend. So the price trend scanner is being used here. Indicator type, you can see here is only one option is available because the price trends defined only based on the closing price. The closing price is a very significant and important price for each daily trading data, so I'm using close. The chart type is being so chart type option listed. You can tell the filter that you're going to create is focus on the daily chart or weekly chart or monthly chart or yearly chart, because I want to find the daily uptrend, so I'm going to use the daily chart, so I have to select daily. The functions, I'm going to select IsUpTrend because I'm trying to find out all the uptrend shares, so it's uptrend. Return value is this function gonna return true, so I want to find all the IsUpTrend condition equals to true, so that's my filter, right? So it's update, and here is the kind of dynamic description of your whole filter. So if you choose to false, I can see here it becomes false, but I want to use it true. You can see it's dynamic change based on what you selected here. It's just for you to view. So in this case, I have already created a filter which helps me to looking for all the daily uptrend stocks. Okay, we're not end here. Secondly, we want to create another one. Is weekly uptrend, so I can say is weekly uptrend. Okay, so I'm gonna using the same description. It's also a bullish sentiment one, and I'm still using the PriceTrendScanner indicator close. Now this time I have to choose the weekly because I'm targeted on the weekly chart. So I want to find all the stocks in the weekly chart is in the uptrend, and the uptrend is true. All right. Let's go into find another one. Let's go to create another one. It's monthly. Is monthly uptrend. So here to the same bullish sentiment, PriceTrendScanner, closing price. This time choosing monthly, weekly. The function is I'm going to use is uptrend, right? So if we go back to this functions here, as you can see here, we have many functions here. Each function have its meaning. So that's why I'm point to you guys to this documentation page, the trend scanner, trend filter documentation page. As you can see, is uptrend, right? This function is going to get all the equities that's currently in the uptrend status or not. So you must combine the following return values to define what do you exactly want. So it's going to find all the uptrend status. You have to combine with this return value, because return value we set as true, so basically means we want to find all the is uptrend is equals to true equities. So as you can see, the documentation and helps you a lot helps you to understand the function name, what's the function trying to do. Okay, once we create three simple filters right here, we are going to show you how to combine those filters because we finished the step one, so we create a market scan and how we do the market scan. All right, so I want to mention another thing here is, even though you can see each individual functions might not be that powerful, because this is all the very basic building blocks to enables you to create more comprehensive and more complicated filters, and you can even combine the different filters together to give you a meaningful scan, market scanning. But here only focus on the functions of each the functions that's provided here, and as you understand each little building blocks, and you can combine them just and to create your own very good market scan. So I'm just go through with you guys to the basic working flow. The second flow is let's create a market scan, because we already created a filter. Let's close them. If you want to create a scan, you go into the analysis, you go into the market scan management, click on that, as you can see, the market scan management is open for you. At the moment, it's empty as well. Right click on it, and you click add market scan. Once you click on it, as you can see, here is our market scan management page. Same thing, we have to give it a name. So the market scan is what we're trying to do. For example, we're trying to do a market scan. The market scan is giving us something: daily, weekly. You can just go, daily, weekly, and monthly uptrend. So give me all the shares, right? Which have these conditions. It must be the daily chart is the uptrend. The weekly chart is also in the uptrend, and also the monthly trend are also should be in the uptrend. So I want to see all this type of shares because I'm gonna focus on because I'm gonna find out the potential candidates in this fulfill all these criterias, right? So once we give it a name, the same thing we can give it a sentiment. If you don't want, you can leave it neutral. It doesn't matter. So there's optional configuration items here. So I tend to give it a sentiment here. So for here, if this list grow larger and longer, I can easily spot all these bullish sentiment scanners here. Once you do that, there is very important here is the scanning period. So first of all, why is point out my 2nd of July 2013, because all of the data starts from this date. All right, it's up to December 3rd of December 2020, 2021. So here is last Friday by the time I'm creating this tutorial. So here is our last day I want to scan, because to me right now at this moment this is the latest data. All right, here we are going to explain all this bulk scanning each time. Sorry, this functions in the later market scan playlist. So here is the more advanced usage this market scan. You can define the market scan behavior, but for now we're using the very normal workflow of this market scan. Is give it a name, give it a sentiment, leave this one default, and also you can define any date. It's any date of the scan for this scan. For example, you can ask if you define it's the 4th of 2020. So here the market scan will only scan all the data from the 2nd of January 2013 up to the 4th of December 2020, which is last year. And you can also specify different months here. All right, so here you go. That if you define the end date to this November date, so the market scan will find all the equities will fulfill your criteria up to this date, right? Because we want to do the latest market scan, we have to specify the latest date, which is our December 3rd, last Friday. Okay, so here there are some 2 pairs of filters, tree structures here. All right, so basically first step you want to specify is what market you want to search. Basically we load out, because we have to load it the ASX 200. So you double click on here, as you can see this one going to the right hand side, which is the selected market data. We are going to scan this market, right? So this is very important. It tells the scanner to what market you want to scan. You have to tell it. So I tell it is S&P and ASX 200. Looks like we have our indicator here. Let's just going back to the indicator. Let's delete this one because we don't want to use it. Once you delete it, you click on fresh changes. As you can see, that indicator filter we haven't specified yet is disappeared. As you can see, the trend filter from the order filter list. So because we have already created 3 filters. One is the daily uptrend, the second was a weekly uptrend, the third was monthly uptrend. We have defined 3 filters here. So they all appeared in the trend filter tree structure, right? So here it's very important. We want to use all of them. So you double click on the first one, is daily uptrends filter. We want to use it. You double click on it. It goes to the right hand side, selected filters. In this tree structure, that's all the filters the scanner will grab. The scanner will picked up. So it's going to use the daily uptrend in the scanning. If you double click another one, it's a weekly one. So it will also scan the market by fulfill your second filter, which is a weekly uptrend. Because we want to use them all, we double click X monthly uptrend, make it going to the right hand side of this list. Now, this up to here, we have already specified everything that required to scan the market. So as you can see from the trend list, we're going to use these three filters we just created. Cool. Now we finished creating our market scan, and now we do the market scan. How we can do the market scan? Okay, so you go into the analysis, you go into the market scan control panel. You have to open this one. Once you open up, as you can see, here is the list of a market scan we just created, because we only created one. So there's only one here. That's the name is exactly matching with the market scan we just created, because we want to use daily, weekly, and a monthly uptrend scanner to scan the entire market. Okay, so you click the star here, the button. If you click on it, so it will pops out a dialog to summarize what you're going to do with the scan. As you can see, I'll stop here for a few seconds here. So first of all, we are using 3 trend filters. First one is monthly uptrend, weekly uptrend. The third one is daily uptrend. All of them are true, so it will give me all the uptrend in different chart types. And you can see here it's a normal scan type. That's correct. And the front date is from the 2013 January 2nd, and we're scanning up to 2021 December 3rd. So we're using this date range of a chart. Give me all the shares fulfill this 3 criteria and at the same time. So if you click on that OK, as you can see very quickly, the scan is finished. It gives me in this column, it's called result count. So it gives us 21 shares. If you go back to our market scan management and you have refreshed the changes, sorry, you right click on the scan result history, you refresh on it. As you can see, you have a result here. So the green one, if you double click on it, as you can see, this is results. This is results that finished by this market scan. All right, you double click on it, it will showing all the results right here. So the results as the scan results history are structured in the tree structure as well. Yearly, month. This is year 2021, December, because we are scanning up to 3rd of December. So that's the month of December, and here is the date, the 3rd of December. So that's the results, right? As you can see, the results table, we have a count. First of all, the first one is tell you how many results you have. It's a 20, from 0 to 20, which is 21. And the second one is the this is the symbol, the ticker of your share, all right? And third one's description. At the moment it's not loaded. That's fine. The market is ASX 200. The watch list is empty because we haven't do anything with the watch list yet. So once you have all these results, the very important thing is the chart review. It gives you a very brief line chart. Well, it tells you what is the share chart at the moment look like. As you can see, this is all very good looking because they are moving up, because we only pick up the daily, monthly, and weekly all in the uptrend shares. As you can see, this is pretty much give us a brief outline of this specific chart. So if you want to observe individual one, for example, if you want to open this one, you can double click in this line because highlighted. If you double click on that, uh, okay. So the result list, if you open up this, if you can double click on the highlighted result to open the chart, or you go into the market data and you type it SHL, right? As you can see, here is the one of the results that the chart of the SHL, which is Sonic Healthcare, um, fulfills our market scan criteria, right? Because it's daily, weekly, monthly, or all in uptrend. If you want to verify it, you go into the chart and turn on the trend spectrum, because all the scan is based on the trend spectrum. As you can see, weekly, monthly, daily are in the uptrend because they're in the green color. Okay. From the overview of this chart, of this line chart here, we can see they're all very good looking, so they are going up. So once we are happy with one of them, with all of them, you can add all these shares into your watch list. Basically what I mean by that is you can, in the coming weeks, you can focus on this couple of shares that's grabbed from your scan, and you can decide when to buy or when to sell. Basically, how you can add them into your watch list is you right click on it. As you can see, we have a very long selection of the watch list here. The watch list here is, you can say, you can add to the long watch list, or you can add all of them to the long watch list. The long watch list means the bullish. This watch list contains all the shares that might be going up. On the other hand, they will also have a short watch list. So basically, just the name of watch list. Nothing stops you from adding all this non-potential stocks to the short watch list, but it's just naming here, and it's up to you to for your convenience to store all the shares in the right naming of the watch list. So what I'm gonna do is add all to the long watch list. As you can see, if I did that, all the watch list displaying is long because it's gonna be in that watch list. So I'm gonna talk about more in the watch list in the in another video. But for now, you can do this because we add all the potentials. Suppose we'll finish. Go back here. Suppose we'll finish review the market results, and we saved all the potential candidates to our watch list, and the rest of the thing is to observe the performance of in the coming weeks, how the stocks behaves in the watch list. Along the time goes on. Okay, so when I click on it, how do I open up my watch list? Is here, as you can see, where we have a list locking icon. You click on that, you open our watch list management. So because we have add everything to our long watch list, you click on the watch list long. As you can see, here is all of your shares from the market scanner we just picked up in the watch list. Okay, let's delete all of them. Let's do another experiment here in this tutorial. Because we're saying we can scan in the history data, let's create a market scan, Okay, so here we do the same. We call it daily, weekly, and monthly uptrend. We are making this scanner to scan the up to last week Friday, for example, is the 3rd of December. So sorry, it's last Friday is 26th of November. All right, so we define it as give a different name. Daily, weekly, and monthly are uptrend till 2021 November 26th. Okay, this is a bullish scan, the same market here, but up to I have to change it to 6th of November, and we're using exactly the same filters we just created, right? This time, if you go into market scan, we have defined a different scanner. This one is scanning, instead of scanning all the data up to the 3rd of November, it will 3rd of December, it will search up to only to 26th of November. Okay, let's click on it. As you can see, the to date here is changed to last Friday. Okay, all right. And that day we have 17 candidates here. So right click on the results, refresh. As you can see, 2021 November 26th, fulfill our 3 uptrend filters. We do have 17 candidates here. We do the same, add all to the watch list. Okay, once we finish that, we open up our watch list. Okay, as you can see, the watch list is changed, have some of the statistics here. So as you can see, we're picking up date is basically the scanning date. So the scanning up to date, which is the 26th of November 2021. We picked up 17 shares. Original price is, by the time we did the search, which is the price, the closing price of that date is this column. Current price is second column, this one. If this share's price is going up, it went up, so you will see it will be showing you green color. If this shares went down in the next week, so it will be in red, and the change percentage is as you can see is displayed in the last column here. Because last week Australian share market experienced a very serious serious downtrend move. Last week, all the shares pretty much in Australia markets went down, but we still have some good pickup here. So as you can see, the LYC, even the entire markets went down, but this shares went up 9%. The watch list shows you all the details here. Okay, so as you can see, then bottom you picked up 17, 5 it went up, so and the 12 is went down. So most of them now went down, and but in here is the last one. In theory, win loss is means in this watch list what's the performance is. So this number shows you if you buy all of them in the same amount, in the end you lost 10%. All right. So that's how you examine your watch list behavior and the performance. If you are doing a potential bullish scan and the results ended up or went up, so that means your scan is doing well. So but for now, as you can see, we tend to do a bullish scan because we're assuming all the candidates are gonna moving up after this pickup date, but unfortunately most of them went down, but the loss is 10%, 0.75%. Okay, so here we finish the 6 steps, and we have finished the explanation of, most importantly, how to create our trend filters. We're focusing on these functions: is uptrend, is downtrend, or is no trend. yeah, so I think that's pretty much all for this tutorial because at the moment we only use the first function. Um, Actually, we can use in the different functions as well. So do you guys, if you want to stay with me a bit longer, we can do another um, do another do another demonstration by using different types of them. We just simply moving change the sentiment to bearish. So for example, a downtrend. Monthly is downtrend, and the return value is true. Bearish. Weekly closing price weekly is we select is downtrend. Right, we want to see all the bearish candidates here. Okay, so if you go into our market scan, right, and we refresh it, so we just we still select all of them because we changed. Sorry, we'll have to change the name to downtrend. Change this one to downtrend. Here I have to change it name as well. Okay, the name and the contents are matching. All right, now let's go back to market scan. We refresh it. As you can see, we scanning all the downtrend here. Let's going back to market scan control panel. So we do another scan. This time we are scanning the same market and the same period of time, and we're using different function. We are looking for the downtrend shares. Okay, so as you can see, it becomes a downtrend. You click OK. You got 22 of them. Go back to the market scan and you refresh it. So you have double click on that. So all of them are changed because, as you can see, because we're looking for the down movement stocks. As you can see, the charts are moving towards moving down, moving lower. The price is moving lower. So that's pretty much what we want. So let's add all of them to the short watch list. Once we do that, we're going back to our watch list and then we list all the short here. As you can see, we did pick up these many shares from the downtrend scan. We pretend to do the scan on this date, 26th of November. We picked up a total 22 shares. There are two uptrend. There are seven shares out of 22 are moving up, and there's 14 of them are moving down. There's one that has no movement. So that's the pickup rates. For example, 31.82% of shares moved up, but we have 60%, 63.64% of shares moved down, which is good because we are looking for a down movement potential candidates here. So there are more shares moved down. That's what we want to see. The win rate loss is if it's minus 52.18%, which is also good. Why? Because we did another scan to assuming this bearish candidates were moving lower. As you can see, if in the same condition from this date to up to today, our short watch list shares from this scan are moved much more than the long, because the long watch list we move on 10% lower, but this one we have an even bigger loss, 52.18% of the loss. That's matched the goal of the scan. Okay, so I'm not gonna do another shares for the no trend, so you guys can use it with by yourself and just experiment by yourself. From what I want to really mention about here is each individual filter you created here might not give you a comprehensive, you know, impact on this scanning, because this is all little building blocks. As we can see, you have you have a lot of more stuff to be available to use to create your own comprehensive, structured market scan. So the focus of each of our our video tutorial is just focused to tell you how to use the very small building blocks. This is all foundations to build up a more powerful market scan by yourself. I think that's all from this video tutorial. I'm looking forward to see you guys in another video tutorial. Hopefully the content's really helpful. Thanks for your time. Be with us for 45 minutes. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video tutorial. Bye for now.